The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Tiger Technician Hour with your host, Basil Chapman. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Now, Basil Chapman.
Hi everyone, Friday, July the 8th. My pleasure to be here for the Tiger Technicians Hour. 877-927-6648 is the number to call. We're down 140 in the Dow, 31,254. Days young. My Chapman Wave Trend Gauge had a very low reading yesterday, and that suggested that the Dow should have a weak opening, no matter how big the futures were on the upside before the open. And then there should be a rally attempt. We actually saw that all unfold. We saw a weakness and then a rally attempt. Dow actually went to 31,399, and now it's 140 points lower than that. So within the context of all the, with all the different aspects going on, this is just an okay chart pattern. It's really good after the last 3 days, but I want to see yesterday's high in the Dow of 31,421 taken out. At least if it's not today, it has to be by Monday. There's a lot of work to go. I like that my rule of thumb is 136. When you see a 1 bar correction and then a higher high, that's usually very good, or a 1 bar correction and a lower low, that's very good. Gets to 3 bars, that's also pretty good. But gets to over 6, you've got to actually re-trigger a new buy signal or a new sell signal to really get the momentum to continue. And we've got a cup formation, and we haven't even got halfway into the bar that went to 31,885, and that was on June the 28th. So there's a lot to go. How can I put it? The pink 9-period exponential moving average is so close to turning up, and it hasn't done it. The MACD is good, not great, but it's good. The stochastic is at 56%. That's just so-so. On balance, volume hasn't even rallied much. Now that says, wait a minute, it means that if you're going to get to an overbought level in these technicals, there's a long way to go. Yeah, but we've used up my rule of 136. So that I'm not happy about. Yes, we're long, but this has been a bit of a struggle, and all I can say is that if you look at those huge candles from other takeoffs, yes, they did fail. Maybe this one is a more concerted effort. I want to see a nice big green candle, and soon. All right, let's go to the S&P. A question came in: what's the support level? Certainly 31,000. The close below 31,000 says you really have to restart everything. The S&P is a little bit better. It looks a little bit different. Still breaking the 136 rule. Today is the 7th bar, so once again, it has to restart with the stochastics up at 70%. The MACD is good. So there are a couple of things I wanted to go through, but let me just get to this to say that to push over yesterday's high in the S&P of 3910.63, that'll be fabulous action. It's possible to do that. All of this is very possible. I just would have liked to have seen it earlier on with a pullback to negative, and by now, 10:15, I really wanted to see the Dow not worse than about a minus 29, 33. Anyway, that's the way it is. We'll look at the QQQ, and the exponent, this is coming back a little bit better. But it's still down 2.8 at 292.16. As I say, yesterday was a very strong day. It led the market. Even now, on a percentage basis, down 0.99. It is worse than the other indices, but not after the move up that it had yesterday. So days young. I don't want to see a break under today's low of 291.12. It's just over a point higher. I want to see it test or maybe break above yesterday's high of 295.70. Wow, that's a big ask. Anyway, I'm asking. IWM is lagging, so we'll just do this quickly. IWM, Russell 2000 at 174.16. I've been saying it needs to get to the 177, 179 area, and it needs to do it within the next three, 4 sessions. I'd like to go to gold just for a moment to say gold now down only 2.5 at 1737. It broke underneath the Chapman Wave falling axe inside track support level. Now that's resistance, but it did go into that cup formation, the second cup formation, like the U, a double U. So the W pattern that we're looking at in gold. I should have put the high because the price always changes, but the nothing else, the pattern or the time. So the high of August of 2020 pulls back sharply and then goes to a high under that at 20.80, I think 2080, 2089 in February of 2022. And then I drew in a second cup formation and said somewhere around here, and that here is in the 1720 area, 1730 area, somewhere around here, there should be an attempt at a support level. And that would coincide, I'll just do silver because people always ask me, why do you skip silver? I don't mean to, but silver's got a terrible chart pattern. It's broken under the W formation, and that's just suggesting gold is going to have a tough time if silver doesn't participate in any big rally. But let's do this because we want to look at the dollar. The dollar broke to a new recovery high. It's actually a multi-decade high at 107.79. And the dollar index is at 107.04, down 0.06. The long-legged doji from the small doji plus sign candle yesterday of the doji. I used to use that as an indicator to say at this particular point you start to see uncertainty. Let's look at the EUR-USD to see if there's a relationship there. And you can see that the EUR has got a long-legged doji candle in leg D in the weekly chart. This particular pattern, I'm going to talk about this in a moment, these beautiful arch formations that give you a time cycle, left side, right side, price, time match. It went there exactly. Then it broke under it. It tried to go above it. It failed. Now the euro has gone to another leg D to the downside. It failed to take that cup formation in. But the MACD and stochastic are not really showing strength. So I just have to say the dollar at the moment continues to lead. And as long as it leads, I don't want to mess with that. We are long, for subscribers to my opening call for a long, long time. Let's just go to the USD, JPY. And remember, Abe, president of Japan, I thought he did some pretty good things. I'm not sure overall how it worked out, but I know that he was quite forceful, actually, and he seemed to have a very good economics background. That was my guess. Anyway, he got shot and he died. I mean, this just like that. So the yen is in this rectangle trading range. It made a peak E at an all-time high, or at least multi-decade high. There's a U.S. dollar, Japanese yen. And you can see there's two doji candles from last week and the week before. And now we've got a greenish, tiny green candle. This is showing me that there's a little bit of resistance here, and you could finally get some kind of a sideways consolidation between, is it 135.97, the high at 137, I think. Yeah, 137.004 on the 29th of June. So let me do this. I'm just going to, it actually looks more like a semicircle, but I'm going to draw a rectangle in. And say, I would not be surprised if in this area we start to see some choppiness and sideways action. That might help gold find at least a little bit of a scan. Let me go to this just for a moment here. This mini. I did the naked charts. It shows the naked chart. It does the naked chart. And we've got a nice signal going to take the fabulous naked chart with my letters. I'll be back.
Vista Gold owns and operates the largest undeveloped gold project in Australia, the Mount Todd Gold Project. Vista Gold just completed their feasibility study, resulting in a 7 million ounce gold reserve. Vista Gold has all major permits approved and has retained CIBC capital market assistance in evaluating alternatives and in completing an accretive transaction. Vista Gold trades on the NYSE American and TSX under the ticker symbol VGZ. Vista Gold, executing a strategy to create shareholder value.
Are you looking for a way to consistently add winning trades to your portfolio? Tom O'Brien is here to help. Tom O'Brien has been successfully trading markets for over 30 years. A frequent contributor to TD Ameritrade Network and CNBC, Tom O'Brien founded TFNN over 20 years ago to help educate investors just like you. Tom's daily market newsletter, Market Insights, is published every morning when the market's open to give you the competitive informational edge you need to succeed. These newsletters are packed full of Tom's advanced technical analysis and are geared to deliver comprehensive strategies for a successful portfolio. Get Tom O'Brien's newsletter, Market Insights, today and try all of our products and newsletters 30 days risk-free with our money-back guarantee at TFNN.com. TFNN. Educating investors.
Everything in the universe is governed by the Fibonacci sequence. This mathematical principle is responsible for everything from the most aesthetically pleasing artwork to patterns in the stock market. To stay on top of stock patterns you can take advantage of, sign up for the Fibonacci 24/7 newsletter at TFNN.com. When you subscribe, you'll get a weekly report from veteran day trader Larry Pesavento on stocks you need to pay attention to. And you can trust Larry's analysis. After all, he's got 45 years experience as a day trader. Larry will also provide daily charts, videos, and data on the key markets that he's tracking. Expect notifications from Larry on market movement you need to act on at any time. First-time subscribers also get a 30-day money-back guarantee. If you're not satisfied, let us know and you'll get a full refund within 30 days of signing up. Subscribe to the Fibonacci 24/7 newsletter today. TFNN.com. Educating investors.
TFNN has launched the Tiger's Den. Hosted at Discord, TFNN has been educating traders for more than 20 years with live programming hosted by a variety of professional traders during market hours. The Tiger's Den, available to all tigers and tigresses for just $1 for the year. There's no catch or added costs when you join our community of traders. Sign up today and become a part of this educational community of traders. Just visit the front page of TFNN.com.
Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
Folks, I'll come back in a moment to the E-minis, but in the meantime, actually, I'll just do this right now because it covers. I was going to go to crude oil. So the question is the rally in the oils done for now? I don't know if it's done, but I think from the charts themselves, there is now so much resistance, upside resistance, that you need to see that the question came in S&P Oil and Gas Exploration Fund, made a peak E in the monthly chart. We've started the next month, but I really can't change anything but a plus sign, a red plus sign from a leg E in the monthly chart. It's a peak G with a sell signal, sell mode in the weekly chart right there. And it is in the daily charts, the peak D went under the 200 period moving average, doji candle, nice doji candle. I think it can rally a little bit more. It's at 117.05, down $1.73. Oh, I think it can go to the 124 14 period exponential moving average, but this 200 period moving average at 119.95 in the 200 period moving average daily of the XOP. S&P Oil and Gas Exploration Fund, that is like a magnet now. It was support, and now it's become resistance. So just think of this. In fact, I'm not going to put in a circle. I'm just going to put in some kind of a rectangle and say, this could be the trading pattern just for now. If at any point the XOP starts to trade in the 129, 131 area in next week, that's going to say, hey, the bounce is going to be a bit bigger. But in the meantime, I have to think of it. If you went long in the last 2-3 days, that's okay. I would just have a tight stop. That's all. I'll do it each one independently. Someone asked me about Exxon. I'll do that. It's the same thing, except this didn't get to the 78, 200 period exponential moving average, made a peak E, sell mode in the daily, peak F, sell mode in the, that should be, that up arrow shouldn't be there. Okay, let's just get rid of that. Yeah, so what we're looking at in terms of, let me just change mice because this is the one that suddenly slowed down. So let's get out of that. There we go. So, and even that shouldn't have been a down arrow. Nothing went negative. This is the down arrow right here. So sell mode in the week, sell signal in the weekly, probably a sell mode very soon. Have to wait for the end of the day. and a leg F in the 105.57 in the monthly chart. That's also, so now what I really want to do is this. I had a question about AVEO the other day, and I said, I'll do it on Technical Friday. Technical Friday is when we get a little bit more into Chapman wave methodology. And I said, in the meantime, it's at peak F, potential peak F/C. I have to have an alternate count, but everything about it says that this peak D right here is actually a sell signal going to a brand new start of a buy signal to buy mode. So right there on the 13th. Now, most importantly, the question was, what am I looking at going out? And this is aviopharmaceuticals, Fotivda, vascular, endothelial, growth factor, receptor, tyrosine, kinase, inhibitor. Yeah, all right, you need a dictionary for all of those. But most importantly, it's in the biotech area, and it's gone. It has this huge, like all biotechs, at some point you look back and say, gosh, look at those big spikes that failed, big spike, even in the single leg of a monthly chart. It spirals from the 7s to the 18s and gives it back in 2019. It does all, it just, that's a constant. This is the best looking monthly bars, but the month has only barely started for July, that I've seen in a long time. So that says that the monthly chart is beginning to improve a little bit. All right, so we get that out the way. Then you look at the cup formation of AVEO, trading today, 726 up a penny. And you say, what was the target on the left side? For the left side, right side price time match. Well, on the 12th of week of the 12th of November, it went to 755 at a peak D. Remember in the Chapman wave methodology, we're always looking for, let me just do this quickly, we always have new people. We always try to identify the low bar, count each successively higher peak, alphabetize them sequentially A through G, but it's the fourth highest peak, A, B, C, D. This has got nothing to do with A to B equals C to D. This is higher highs or lower lows, and you alphabetize them. Simple technique I discovered hand charting way back in the late 1970s, early 1980s. So at peak D, the fourth highest peak, other things can happen. What do I mean by that? Well, look at peak D. It took the longest time with the biggest price move down. That was around about June the 6th. And then it started a brand new move, and then went to peak A, gray A because it's under the previous D, E/B, and F/C. I only had the alternate counts because it was such an unusual consolidation with the buy signal. And then the MACD was very strong. Stochastic was way above 80. It's now at 93%. On balance volume suggesting it's a little bit overbought. That's the only thing there. Relative strength is absolutely fantastic. And here it is with a doji candle yesterday at $7.51, I think it was. $7.50. And today it's pulled back a little bit at $7.21. So this is really important in my work. Why? Because all the technicals are there. It achieved its peak D. Peak Ds where other things can happen. Look at this weekly chart at 755 back in November, the week of November the 12th. Wow, that's a pullback from 755. It's more than cut in half to $3.07. 306 was the low. Then a peak A minus, it goes to a dreaded H. And what's the dreaded H? Dreaded H means that it pulled back sharply in a straight line. Then it stalled for a moment, try to bounce at a peak A or B, it fails, and how it tests the left side low is really important. Two patterns, straight up, straight down, cup formation or arch formation, three patterns. This one did the sharp down and then the arch formation. So now what are we looking at? We're looking at a retest, 755. It went to 755 in leg C. It's holding at 721. I have a left side, right side price time match, and that says that by the week of around about the end of July, this should be a test of 755. It can happen in a shorter time frame, and I have two Chapman wave inside wedge target resistance lines, and it hit it perfectly right there. It went above it, but it closed below it so far this week, and it suggests that where we are right now at 721, that is very strong resistance. And it says that you've also got support in this particular pattern right here, which says support in the shorter term in the weekly chart is at 693. And then the monthly chart kicks in. But I can't do monthly chart until the daily gives a better signal. It's way above the 200-period moving average. And the weekly holds steady. And the MACD is good. Stochastic's only at 77%. It doesn't like holding over 80%, which is the rule of thumb in a buy mode. You want to be sharp. Dow's up 7. You want to see the S&P holding very nicely. So this says the technicals are improving in the weekly. They're not great. That gives it room maybe to pull back a little bit, but it also gives it room to break the 755 level before the end of July. So I like that. Now, the question was, where does it go to longer term? Well, my longer term says that this inverted Chapman wave Roman candle, well, it's not quite a Roman candle, but it needs to hold for an entire week above 12.8. Let's call it the $12 level. To even think of getting to 12, getting to 18. So let's do one step at a time. I want to see the open was the open of 855. March of 2021 here.
If you want to take advantage of this sector, now is the time to subscribe to my Gold Report. The Gold Report is a comprehensive look at the metal sector as well as the markets that move gold, which is the currency and bond markets. New subscribers get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to lose. Every Monday morning, I publish the Gold Report with coverage of gold, silver, bonds, the XAU, HUI, GDX, as well as more than 30 different mining equities. To see for yourself the types of profitable trades that are recommended within the Gold Report, sign up now by visiting TFNN.com. Don't miss out on the next great gold trade. Sign up today.
TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern, for free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
This segment is brought to you by Thinkorswim. For more information, just click the Thinkorswim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Sorry, folks, I'd done this live. I did it live for those of you in the den. You saw me doing this live. I put in this up arrow here as we broke above A into leg B. The objective in the Chapman wave is to get to at least a peak D in a buy mode. This should still go higher to leg D. It's in leg C with a doji candle right now from the previous 2-minute bar. I wanted to show this. Just these are techniques. Now, look, there's nothing other than the Chapman wave alphabet. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. In this case, you've only had to reach F. We reached F twice, and we reached D once. And I'm anticipating we're going to go to a leg D here. One of the reasons why we've been buying the Dow, the DIA, we've been long for some time now, is that there is an underlying sense of having given up for a lot of people discussing it. I'm now talking about some lay people. people, when I played tennis, it used to be people used to look at me a thumbs up or a thumbs down or whatever it is. I occasionally would do that. I learned a long time ago. I don't want to give anything. I'll never forget. I used to play tennis with someone quite a bit older than me, and he asked about an apple, and I said, I think it's going to pull back. You probably get a better price a little lower down. I like it, but maybe a little. I don't remember what it was, but it just screamed up, and he never got in. And he used to joke about it, but I treated those jokes very seriously. And I just say, because what happened is it did pull back, but when I saw him, it was like 3 weeks later. By then, it had consolidated and moved up. So I don't say anything. Other than say, as someone said the other day, what about? I said, I'm liking this market on a shorter term. I think it's overcoming many, many things. So in the meantime, back at the ranch, as I said, you can look, the Chapman wave, if I had to do all the notations here, I'll do them live right now. Look at this beautiful, I talk about channels. I've been drawing channels for forever. I don't even know how many years. Look at that channel. Went to a peak F, and then I used the Chapman wave inside track repellent zone. It failed the repellent zone, and then it broke the support zone in the channel. Broke down. Look at this beautiful, I talk about the Chapman wave one-to-one expansion. In the whole beauty of this particular technique is that it uses the angle. It isn't just the price. It uses the angle. So here we go. This is the angle right now. I usually change colors just because of demonstration purposes. And then what do I do? It's not just A to B equals C to D. It's that concept, but it is the angle that says in the same number of bars, there's a chance that you can get a brand new move to the same direction, and then you've got to assess, and maybe it turns around. Well, lo and behold, let me go there. Look, there it is. In the same angles, same number of bars. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I mean, well, it's actually 6 with the 7th bar turning it around. That's a technique. Then what I would normally draw is the rectangle formation, because the V shape suggests that it could give you not I call this the gravy cup, where what I'm doing is it goes in a V-shaped pattern, but lopsided, not like a cup, because it's like a gravy cup, right? One part goes almost straight down, the other has a very smooth upward move with a little lip. So then what I would do is I draw this in and say, okay, I'm anticipating at some point that there should be a move up, and I just draw it. I didn't know all that, right? This is what I would do. I left it naked because this is what I'm doing in my other charts you'll see in a moment. So here it goes to a low, and it goes doji candle, silent doji off the low. And then it turns around and goes peak A, and then it goes to a B, C. But what I would be doing is I'd go to this level here. I don't want to be, I always say there's stepping stones. You can jump the stepping stones, but that means you're vulnerable to being, having a lopsided and a warped mindset. So what I'd normally do is I'd go to this doji candle right here, and I draw in left side, right side, price time match right there. But you don't have to do all this stuff. I'm just usually doing this as demonstration, although I must say, most of the time I'm actually drawing it in. So let me see where it goes. Where does it go? It goes right there. Look, it almost hit that level. And then it has this long-legged C. There's a 2-minute chart of the E-mini. And then it breaks out, and what does it go to? What's your objective in the Chapman wave? Is to go from a buy signal to a buy mode upgrade that says at least 4 higher peaks. Peak D. Peak D plummets down, pulls back, and then turned around. I was busy. I was on the air at the time giving the news. And then I said, okay, I'm putting an up arrow, and that's the B. One of the reasons is there was a higher low in the cup formation. That suggests I stretched it out to the high of the doji candle. I love these are just certain techniques that you need to use. And what do we do if I can ever find it right there? I draw in another lopsided doji candle, a lopsided gravy cup, and I put that in, and now it's gone to a peak C, and we're waiting for the D. And I could have done this as well. Same thing. I didn't have a chance to do, but I would have grabbed the top of that, and I would have said, okay, I'm going to this particular candle right here, that peak A, right there. And then from that peak A, I just merely go and click. And you don't have to have rectangles and all these things. You can just use one straight line, and even if you haven't got a cup formation, a quarter, which is the quarter of a semicircle, if you don't have that on your package, you don't have to. You could make it up in straight lines. I used to do that. Or you just you can print it out and just type it in. Draw it in. So what am I doing? I'm going here for a new parallel. I make that green. What are we anticipating? At some point, we're going to a leg D. Oh, not red. I want pink. I want green. Green. Well, there it is. There's your leg D. Live. There's nothing here that any of us could have known, right? There's this perfect left side, right side price time match. It went. I would have automatically stretched that out because that was my target. And now we're in a very strong leg D. And here I am, not even trading it because I'm on air. What a pity. Look at that move. Just even from where I put in the up arrow, which was right over there, 38. That 38.81 was a really important level. All right, enough with that. So let's go back to our chart formation. Oh, look at this. This is now a leg C and a leg D in the 2-minute chart. This is now got your leg D. And where is the 5-minute chart? Remember, this is live. There's nothing here that any of us knew. There's your up arrow. That made a peak D and then pull back. Here's your up arrow. And the 5 minutes is a leg C. This could be a heck of a day. The day that I wanted. Up 84 so far in the day. No, that's not what I wanted. I wanted 184. I'm being greedy. Okay, no, I just wanted because that's important in the work that I'm doing right now. This candle. Okay, and I've got a caller. I'm going to go to my caller. We've got Brent and Martinez. Brent, how are you?
Oh, I'm doing great, Basil. How are you?
So before you even say anything else, the moment I saw Brent, I said to myself, wow, I've written down here with all the other microbiotechs, I've written Avio, Sana, which is what I wanted for subscribers. I had 2 plans, and one of them missed yesterday, said wasn't bought, but it did exactly what we want. CTIC, IMGN, and CLVS. Now, just give me a little clue. Is there any chance at all that you might want to talk about CLVS?
Good guess, Basil.
So
that's exactly what I want to talk about. I just want to get your thoughts on it. It's, of course, having another nice day, and I am taking some off today, and I've taken little bits off here and there.
So, okay, folks, we're going to look at Clovis Oncology. For a couple of weeks, we've been looking at it with Brent. It's had just one of those perfect stair-step moves that has a spike up and then takes out everybody and starts a brand new spike up and then takes out anybody that's new. And now it's got a wonderperful spike up 96%, up 24%. I'll be back with Brent. I do want to hear this. Thank you.
Are you in the market for buying or selling real estate in the Bay Area, including the surrounding St. Petersburg, Tampa, and Clearwater markets? Tiger Real Estate LLC is a firm that has extensive experience in the Tampa Bay area. Whether you're looking to sell your current property for maximum value, or you're in the market for a second home or investment property, Tiger Realty has the experience across all areas of real estate in the Tampa Bay area to help buyers and sellers make the most informed decisions across all price levels. From the price you should be paying per square foot in certain up-and-coming areas to the type of cash flow investment properties are capable of creating, Tiger Real Estate can help you make the best decision when it comes to all areas of the market. Before you make one of the biggest decisions of your financial future, call Tiger Real Estate LLC today at 727-329-8322 or email us at tiger@tfnn.com. That's 727-329-8322. Call us today.
The technology around us is changing every day. With so much happening, it can seem impossible to keep up with all the information. David White's investment newsletter, The Technology Insider, is designed to give you all the information you need to understand the technology that shapes today's markets and tomorrow's future. David White has made his living staying on the cutting edge of technology. His weekly newsletter will give you specific recommendations for value tech stocks, as well as entry prices, target prices, and stops to set for each trade. Dave delivers his weekly newsletters every Friday with updates throughout the week. You can get the Technology Insider at TFNN.com for only $37.50. Sign up for David's newsletter, The Technology Insider, and get an inside look at everything the technology sector has to offer. Try it risk-free today with our 30-day money-back guarantee. TFNN, educating investors.
Biotech is booming, but for how long? Whether you think the biotech bull has room to run or has run its course, trade LABU or LABD. Direction's daily S&P Biotech 3 times bull and bear ETFs. Visit directioninvestments.com/biotech today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foresight Fund Services, LLC.
This program is brought to you by Vista Gold, traded on the NYSE American and TSX under the symbol VGZ.
Hi, folks. Before we go back to Brent in Martinez, California, peak D, this is a confirmed peak D. The 2-minute chart doesn't tell you how far, other techniques tell you how far down to go, but it is your peak D. That was the objective, and that was achieved. Let's go back to Clovis. So let me ask you, before I give anything about your Clovis, you say that you've started to take some off, but you're still keeping a core.
Yes, exactly.
So this is very interesting. You remember I drew in that semicircle. For some reason, I don't know why I didn't do this, but it was such an obvious one, but I was busy going through what you were discussing, and I never did it. But normally what I would do is I grab that peak D that was made back in April, around about the $3 something area, and I would draw in the semicircle, do the quattro, the left side, then I'd do the right side, and I would draw it up, and then I would grab my rectangle in TradeStation tool, and I'd go to what I wouldn't have known that it was going there, but I would have gone to a really important candle, and it might have been this low candle right here. I can't. In some cases, it's really obvious where to go. In other cases, it's an artistic endeavor. I love it when it's just purely mathematical. You count the bars on the left side, it makes a trough, and you say, I think that is exactly where it's going to go. This is a little different. So I went to the low of the 24th of May at 0.61. Wow, this is at 0.61. And then even that looks a little bit too far, but it doesn't matter. And then I draw in the green matching time sequence right there. I'd put it together if I could. I'd put it over here. That looks a little bit far out, but it doesn't matter. Let's see where it went. Oh, to the day. I can't believe it. It is to today that the challenge of making the left side, right side price time match of the 6th of April at 314 should be hit, and today's high is $3.25, and it's in leg D. And this is exactly where you want to say, it's got to D, which is the objective. It's got to that left side high, which is really important, was a 317 or something back in April. So this is where it's accomplished an incredible, when you think that it was down below a single digit forever, for weeks and weeks and weeks. I like to do this. I haven't yet been able to figure out a tool where I can use it almost like a compass, where I would put the point here, and then the pencil, I don't even have those anymore, would be over here, and I draw it as an arc. And that would have taken me right to the high of the 21st of June, which was $2.40. So this is accomplished almost like a one-to-one to the upside that I was just talking about earlier on in whatever I was talking about. I don't remember anymore. So let's just do this. I just want to see, and the reason why I'm doing this is because when an objective is met, and I would have to say in a way shorter time frame than certainly I would have imagined, I'm going to make this thicker. So go there. Usually go sort of with blue, and then the next one will be green. So this is blue right here. So this is what I'm talking about. In the parallel Chapman wave 1-to-1 expansion, look what's just happened. I'm making this green because it's on the upside, very light green. And you go to this low, look what we've done. We've gone a little bit, we didn't quite make it 4 days ago, pull back sharply, and now today we've gone above it. So even this 1-to-1 expansion says, wow, that is spectacular action. So my thinking now is that we can skip the daily chart, and for the first time we can look at the weekly, because I think that's kind of, I bet you're looking at this and saying, where can it go from here? And I'm going to say to you that this is only a leg A, and I still have to call it a gray leg A, even as spectacular as it is. And it's gone from the 60 cents to 5 times higher at 3.08 right now. The MACD is very strong. Stochastic is only at 50%. It hasn't really had time to move, but it's a fabulous move, but not good enough. On balance volume looks a tad overbought, just like in the day. It's making a little a V-shaped pattern. So I think you've done exactly the right thing. Now, I know that you say that what you've done is you've done some homework and you've followed it, and you've tried to plan for a much longer term outlook, higher outlook. I think you've done all the work for now, but because, as I was showing a little earlier on, there are so many micro and very small cap biotechs that are acting absolutely fantastic. They're in the sweet spot right now. So I wouldn't like you to see you to get out too much. So I would say if you're looking to put back money, 244 is the 200-period moving average, and this has a constant stair-step move that is horrible if you get in on the move, because it gives it all back and goes almost to the starting point and then has another move. So anticipate that shouldn't change now, although you've got speed. They're getting shorter and shorter, so there might still be one more pop. But I think the whole area in the 240s and 230s is kind of an area to maybe put back something. So that's my thinking. But on a weekly basis, it's a leg A, gray leg A. It needs to pull back maybe. But if it ever in the next by the first week of August, if this is closed any week above $4, that monthly chart for the first time will be breaking above the 14-period moving average, maybe on a closing basis, which it hasn't done since it tumbled from the teens down to the below $1. I hope that helps you. What are you looking at?
It definitely does, Basil. Thank you so much for your analysis. I always appreciate it.
Good, and congratulations.
A wonderful day and a great weekend.
And you too. And you've done very well on this by planning it. Nice strategy. Congratulations.
All right, take care, Basil.
Thank you. So, folks, in the remaining time, what I want you to do is this. So I had a whole bunch of these stocks. Avio was one. Avio looks like it is doing the same sort of thing by having a big move now. It's going to consolidate that at some point. But I believe, and the question was, where should it go? And I think that the question can be answered with a little bit of veracity to say that there's tremendous support in the 630 to 590 area looking out over the next few weeks. But if it closes at all in the, I'm going to be a little conservative, I'm going to say in the 890 to 9930 area on a weekly basis, even if that becomes a leg D, I think that's a really good sign that the monthly is also improving. So I hope that helps there. Questions came in. Where was it? So Duffy in the Den mentioned that, let's see, a stock that I'd written down. Yeah, a stock that I've written down. Yeah, thank you, Dan, for that. Yes, I hope that goes with your thinking. So what we're looking at is Kind, Kind. And I was always wondering what it is, and every once in a while I say, I must look at it. It looks like a biotech. Actually, it's not. Kind is next door holdings, connecting neighbors and neighborhoods owned by Facebook, Meta. But it's in leg D right now. It's also got this price time match. But I have a little trouble with this because I get this next door holding. I get it as part of the neighborhood thing. I think it's just okay. I don't think it's great. Anyway, I'll be back in a moment.
Are you grinding in the market, but seeing little to no return? Or are you a successful trader, simply looking to make your job a little easier? Learn to take the path of least resistance with David White's powerful trading newsletter. David White is an accomplished trader whose deep understanding of technology and the markets allows him to consistently find and share winning trades. Support and resistance define the ranges in which stocks trade. By understanding these trading ranges, David White is able to find the path of least resistance. David White's trading newsletter, The Path of Least Resistance, is delivered daily before the markets open to make every trading day an easy win. Visit TFNN.com today and subscribe to David White's Ultimate Trading Newsletter for $119 a month. And try all of our newsletters risk-free with our 30-day money-back guarantee. Take the path of least resistance at TFNN, educating investors.
You might think that if you want to be successful at trading in the stock market, you're going to need a crystal ball. After all, it's impossible to predict the future, right? Like any endeavor in life, before you decide it's impossible, get some advice from the experts. You might find that it's not so impossible after all. For daily market overviews that give you direction on the key indices, selective stocks, and commodities, subscribe to the Opening Call newsletter at TFNN.com. The Opening Call newsletter is written by Basil Chapman, creator of the trading methodology known as the Chapman Wave. The Chapman Wave up-down sequence gives you an edge in identifying price turns, finding the peaks and valleys in stock prices. Get the Opening Call newsletter by Basil Chapman in your inbox every day. First-time subscribers also get a 30-day money-back guarantee. If you're not satisfied, let us know, and you'll get a full refund within 30 days of signing up. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Everything in the universe is governed by the Fibonacci sequence. This mathematical principle is responsible for everything from the most aesthetically pleasing artwork to patterns in the stock market. To stay on top of stock patterns you can take advantage of, sign up for the Fibonacci 24/7 newsletter at TFNN.com. When you subscribe, you'll get a weekly report from veteran day trader Larry Pesavento on stocks you need to pay attention to. And you can trust Larry's analysis. After all, he's got 45 years experience as a day trader. Larry will also provide daily charts, videos, and data on the key markets that he's tracking. Expect notifications from Larry on market movement you need to act on at any time. First-time subscribers also get a 30-day money-back guarantee. If you're not satisfied, let us know and you'll get a full refund within 30 days of signing up. Subscribe to the Fibonacci 24/7 newsletter today. TFNN.com, educating investors.
This segment is brought to you by Thinkorswim. For more information, just click the Thinkorswim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Hi folks, so this is that E-mini, the 2-minute chart, made that peak D. Now we've got a down arrow. Down arrow just implies that it's at this particular point hit a resistance level and it's going down. In other words, just a little 2-minute sell signal that could revert, but this is what we've got right now. Okay, a couple of things that I wanted to finish up, and I haven't done it, so I can still do that on Monday. So KIND, yes, it's acting pretty nicely right here, but I'm just saying, as a business that I am aware of, I think it's just okay. But in the meantime, back at the ranch, it's got a leg C at $4, and it looks like it wants to get to about $4.15, $4.20, and then we'll reassess. What about these peak Ds? Someone asked me, how come they work? I have no idea. Look at this. WDFC, which is WD-40 company, made a peak D just under the 200-period moving average a week and a half ago, did the double top. with much weaker technicals. Today's down just a little bit, down 12%, down 24 to 180. That's your peak D. That's how powerful they can be. A question came in about, so yeah, I don't know yet, because I heard Larry yesterday and his voice really, he was struggling. It was really not good. So I've missed some of the trades that I would have put on, so it doesn't matter. If it means that I can do Larry's hour, I know I had a lot of questions about different currencies. I think I'm going to be on standby. If Larry shows up, wonderful. But if Larry needs the extra day to get his voice right, we'll do that, because we want Larry around. It's really important. So I'm going to put the TNX right now, made a peak F. Look at that weekly peak D. How important is the peak D? Look at that peak D, and the 10-year yield plunges down, is up today, up 0.74 at 30.82, 2.82. So yes, check out my opening call, my daily newsletter, and I will. I'm just on standby, so I don't mind standing by. I get planned maybe this hour that I would be needed, and if that's the case, I know that I love the hour to be live. I'll try to get it live if I'm needed. Anything else, yeah. If I'm on busy, we'll have time to discuss. I'll be back in a moment.